Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two reasonably tough games. The first one especially, we're at home against Arsenal, who are challenging at the top of the table at the moment, and we follow that up with a European tie away against Rijeka in the Conference League. In terms of recent fixtures, we've really struggled, to be quite honest, where the Premier League is concerned especially. We did well, as you saw in the last episode. We got a good win against Tottenham. We then lost 1-0 against Burnley away. It was a really tough run thing. We just couldn't quite get anything finished. And we were the better team, but again, we just couldn't find the finish. We then played CSKA in Europe and won by 3-1. They had a man sent off after 13 minutes, but we did all the damage pretty much before that anyway. So a really good result from that. We drew 1-1 with Brighton. Brighton were down to 10 men early on, and we had chance after chance, and again, our chance conversion isn't looking good at the moment. So again, we struggled in that game. And then against Everton, Dominic Calvert-Lewin just turned us inside out. He scored a brace, as did Ricardo Pepe. We did score a couple of goals. We got the first goal of the game and the last goal of the game, and we weren't good enough really. In terms of statistics, we weren't too bad, but overall, it wasn't the best. So we go into today's game against Arsenal, not in the best run of form. We're currently sat 14th in the table, and to be quite honest, I'm not too displeased with that. We've looked good against some teams, granted we've looked poor against others, but we're within touching distance of that mid-table pack, and we're 7 points clear of the bottom three at the moment. Crystal Palace have just changed their manager as well, so that could be a team that comes on the up in the coming weeks, but we'll see what happens there. Leeds have done the same as well, so we have got to be a bit careful. But going into this game against Arsenal, I mean, they're sat joint top with Manchester United. It's going to be a very tough game. I'm not feeling particularly confident, but we'll see what happens. So, without further ado, we'll just get into it, see how we get on. Um, there's a bit of a delay on this from when I've been answering comments in previous videos as well. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. We're going to have some replays put in for some of the match highlights, largely for the goals. It has been a request from one of my subscribers to do this, so thank you very much for your feedback, Simon Thornley, and hopefully it will work okay. Normally the highlights do come through in 3D. I'm hoping that they'll be able to come through in 2D like we do for the normal match engine. As you can see, the Arsenal side is looking reasonably familiar. Jesus, Martinelli, Saka, Ramsdale in there, Saliba. There's some very noticeable names in there. Diogo Jota's in there as well. That's a very noticeable one on the bench for them. And there's Cassidy as well, who was with Burnley when they got relegated, and he was one of the first players we sold as well. So we'll see how we get on. I'll have to just make those changes quickly before the match gets underway, and let's see what happens. I'm not feeling very confident about this game. We are already in the market for new signings for January as well, and I am hopeful that with the right additions, we will be able to show position replays goals. No. So we'll just show the replays of our goals. We won't show the opposition's. And here we go. Let's see how we get on. I've lost complete trail of what I was saying there because I was reading what was on the screen, so I do apologise for that. But hopefully, like I say, the replays will come through the same as the match engine in 2D, and hopefully we should be okay. Whether we'll score or not in this game is a different matter, though. There won't be many highlights otherwise to be replayed. But here is Akanapio moving down the left-hand side for Arsenal. Falkenberg couldn't get the block on. Cassidy hits the woodwork, and Milivojevic manages to clear, and Polidoro picks it up. Moving down this left-hand side, Falkenberg picks it up against Saliba, but he's lost possession. That's really well played by Arsenal on the ball there. Saka, in the end, losing out to Spedicato. but nothing can be created from there. 20 minutes in, 0-0. Not too bad, in my opinion, to be honest, considering the form that we have been in. Everton completely turned us around, like I say, last time out, so we've got a lot to really focus in on at the moment. In terms of match stats so far, though, we've had a couple of attempts on target, whereas Arsenal haven't, so we're not looking too bad. Possession-wise is reasonably even, I'd say. Arsenal haven't had an attempt on target, and I do fear that if they do get an attempt on target, they'll score it, but again, I don't know if it's the fact that our players are still all quite young. They've not quite got that composure side to the game as of yet, and the experience to not panic in those situations or what. But there's just something missing. We are trying to sign a more experienced midfield player at the moment, and we're also looking at a right winger because we may be selling Harvey Barnes in the January transfer window as well. Every time he's come into the side, he's gotten injured, and he's on a lot of money. And to be quite honest, because of the money he's on and the fact that he's getting injured all the time, we signed him as a risk. He's 32 and he's a free agent, but we're looking at selling him for around 6 million, if I remember rightly. So if he goes and we make £6 million from him, despite the money we've spent on his wages, of course, I think we'll have done quite well for a 6 month turnaround there, and we can reinvest that money and try and bring in one or two more experienced players, but not too old, if you get what I mean. Harvey Barnes was a last resort type signing. We'll see how it goes. Mateus Nunes has just slid straight in there on Polidoro, and he's been sent off. So we're in a position here where we might be able to get a hard-earned point off Arsenal. The team is playing well. We're struggling with one or two players, though, in terms of fitness. Largely in terms of fitness, and Mikel's on a yellow card, so he can come off as well. Tommy Doyle will come off for Lucian Toma, I think. How's defensively looking? Defence isn't looking too bad at the moment. We'll do the three changes for now. We've got centre striker, central midfielder and the winger coming off as we go into these last 20 minutes against 10 men. They've still got the quality. We've got to be very careful here. And Lucian Toma picks it up. That's a lovely pass out wide to AJ Herworth, and he's got a buyer in support ahead of him. He didn't play it ahead of him though, and he's had to go back to Herworth at fullback. Here's Navarro into Lucian Toma. Jota almost winning possession. Mendes couldn't get in behind. Saliba clears, but only as far as a buyer. Now Herworth into Navarro. And that is a lazy pass, and Kesgin couldn't get onto it. Wirtz has intercepted. Spedicato did well to slow the move down. Kesgin intercepts to win it back though, and here's Polidoro. That's a lovely pass into Azak Kesgin. He has support in the penalty area. Tries to get it across. It's come for Lucian Toma, and Ramsdale touches it onto the post. Very, very close there. And in terms of match stats, we've been the better side here today. Very surprising. But again, this is the kind of situation we're in at the minute. Because we're a young side, we can't maintain our consistencies. That's a good effort, and Brandon Abaya has scored here. It's a beautiful free. I think it was a free kick. I missed the start of the move, but it fell for Abaya in the penalty area, and it's been well set. Oh, it's in 3D. Hang on a minute. I'm just gonna have to change that. It's gonna have to be 2D. Unfortunately, and I do apologise for this. The my computer doesn't like the 3D match engine for making videos at the moment, so we've got to stick to it as it is. It might have gone a bit jerky at this point in the video, but I'm hoping we'll be okay. But Abaya won the header, he managed to get it through, and we have our 1 goal lead here. What a performance this has been. Abaya, with following that brilliant set piece, has given us the lead, and Abaya whips that one in. And it's going to be cleared away. Navarro picks it up. Abaya. Boran Akgul has been sent off. It's a second red card for Arsenal. And we have picked up a very unlikely win here. Abaya with the free kick. Looks to whip it around the wall maybe here. In it comes. And that is a lovely goal. We are 2-0 up now. Brandon Abaya scores again. Again, I do apologise if this part of the video isn't clear. I will check it afterwards just to see, but I may have to publish it anyway as is. But Abaya, what a lovely free kick goal. We're 2-0 up here against Arsenal, and this is a huge, huge 3 points. We did it against Tottenham as well. And then against the teams that we should be doing better against, we've struggled. So we'll see how things go, but that is a fantastic effort from the lads. Milivojevic managing to clear there. Spedicato picks it up. He's got Polidoro ahead of him. They are down to 9 men, remember. Kesgin into Polidoro. Saliba with the challenge. Polidoro picks it up again. Plays it back to Spedicato. Now Navarro. Spedicato. Kesgin. We've got the men free, and Brandon Abaya is in again. A lovely whip ball in from Azak Kesgin, and Abaya, after coming off the bench, has scored a hat-trick here. Yes, I know Arsenal are down to 9 men, but my word, what a fantastic performance from Abaya. He's got a hat-trick, and I'm not sure if it's a perfect hat-trick or not. Certainly right-footed with the free kick. I'm guessing he may have done 2 headers there, but that is a heck of a performance from him. And we have won this game by 3-0. Azak Keskin with a free kick here, just over the bar. It could have been 4 there. I mean, this is going to be a huge confidence boost. Yes, I know they've had the red cards, and that has probably changed the game, but that is a massive 3 points. Great stuff from Abaya off the bench to win the game for us. Absolutely phenomenal play from him. And, I mean, what can I say about that? That is absolutely great stuff. And we go to Rijeka next time round. And we'll see how we get on against them momentarily. So there we are, sat on 22 points. The 3 goals, of course, have leapfrogged us above Burnley and Aston Villa. And more importantly, we're now 10 points clear of that drop zone. Really good stuff. Thank you, Brandon Abaya. I mean, he's proven to be an excellent signing, hasn't he? Really. I mean, yes, he's struggled for goals on and off. I mean, his finishing's only 11, but he got 3 really good goals there. And he scored 18 goals for us last season with 4 assists. And 7 goals so far this season with 2 assists in the Premier League. Plus 3 goals in Europe. And for £10 million, I think he has been a steal, to be quite honest. We are definitely praising his performance. No doubt about that. So, I'm just going to double check 1 or 2 things now. It's Rijeka away. It's in 5 days' time. We'll get through that. We'll come back for the European game. And if we win this game against Rijeka, I'm pretty sure we're automatically qualified for the round of 16 then. So we'll see what confirmation comes through. And, I mean, what a result that is. Considering the form we're in, we've certainly got something to build on for this European game. See you momentarily. Okay then guys, here we go for the game against Rijeka. We are rotating a little bit from the side that beat Arsenal, but Rijeka are currently sat in 3rd in this Conference League table, so if we can get a good result here today, we will have pretty much qualified, I think. I'm not entirely sure where things line up at the minute, but we're looking good after that Arsenal win in my opinion. I just hope that we can find a level of consistency now and push on and try and get a good result here. Rijeka can't even field a full bench. They're 4 players short here. So there's a lot to be hopeful about. And we've got a decent looking side to line up with as well. So let's see how we get on. Yeah, so a win here. We secure round of 16 place. That's what it just said there. Let's get it done. So we are away for this game. Fiorentina are up there as well. They're playing a team called KF Vlatsnia. It's again that they probably should win, seeing as I've not heard of that team. As Rijeka seem to be on the ascendancy early on here. Dubas moving forward down this right hand side. It's a good run and finds Frigam. Plays it into the penalty area, and we are a goal behind here. Gadzier with the effort. I think it's Eisner, in fact, who's put it in. And we're a goal behind. Not ideal. And Rijeka haven't had a shot, and yet they 1-0 up. Very odd, that is. But let's see if we can get straight back into the game. Davis with a free kick here. It's a good effort, but he's put it wide. We're going to demand more straight away because it's not been a bright start from us by any means. And as things stand, it drops us down to fourth place. Rijeka and Fiorentina with 5 wins out of 5 as things stand. Fiorentina are ahead, of course. Tommy Doyle with the delivery, looking to the far post. It's fallen for a buyer and somehow it's not dropped in. And Pilcic managing to get between himself and the ball and the post, getting in there as well. A very close effort, but Rijeka have actually had a shot now, so it stands to reason that they are potentially now 1-0 up with that. So we've had 7 attempts, only the 2 on target. Very, very strange first half. Obviously, we conceded that own goal, and we've just not, um, we've just not converted our chances basically. And it's been a very strange first half, and we're definitely going to have to come back out in the second half and really put on a show here and start to really put pressure into getting some goals here. We've not looked like losing any of these games so far, but at the minute, this is not looking good at all. Rijeka are very much in the game as well. They've created a few more chances at the end of that first half. I mean, I'm guessing the squad might be on a bit of a come down following that Arsenal victory, but this is not good enough at all. And in fact, I'm going to make some changes. Mendes has been shocking recently. He just can't seem to get going in the side. And Polidoro we're going to bring off for Falkenberg, I think, as well. Davis is on the yellow card. Spedicato is going to come on for him. And I think for now, we'll leave it at that. We've changed the forward players a little bit. Let's see if that will make any difference at all. We're going to demand more as we go into this last half an hour. Well, again, we've had games like this where we've created plenty of chances, but we've just not scored. It happened in the game at Burnley as well. Spedicato with a throw. Here's Navarro. Into Spedicato again. Now Branthwaite. Plays it down the line. Spedicato on this left-hand side. Chance for a delivery. It's going to be cleared away. And Pilcic makes the claim. Quite comfortably, I might add as well. Mikkel did try and challenge, but it didn't work out. He delivers it forward looking for Perich. Dan Rhodes wins it, and Abaya picks it up. Have we still got an opportunity knocking here? Dan Rhodes, that's a lovely pass forward. Here's Abaya. Manages to cut back, finds Tommy Doyle. It's a very poor play. Looking for Falkenberg. Eisner wins the header though. Navarro into Muller. Now Falkenberg, that's a lovely reverse pass, and Kevin Meikle is there. Kevin Meikle has scored. We've deserved to get the equaliser, really. But as such, it's one of the main highlights we've had. It's a very well worked move. Eisner winning the header, Navarro and Muller playing it to Falkenberg with a lovely reverse pass inside, and Meikle just slotted it past the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. We have our equaliser. 25 minutes to go. Can we push on and continue to win every game so far in Europe? As things stand, if we actually win this game, we will qualify. The top 8 will be secure, but with the draw, we need to win against Linfield, which I have every belief that we probably would do, but nothing is set in stone. Falkenberg wins it back though, finds Meikle. That's a lovely ball, and Braden Abaya is in, but he's been forced wide by the direction of the ball. Rhodes into Tommy Doyle. Oh my word, Tommy Doyle. What a lovely, lovely goal. It's only his third of the season, but that is a huge, huge goal. That massive, massive finish. Abaya really did well, to be honest, to keep the move going, but his balling was poor. Rhodes found Doyle, and he unleashes a fantastic strike, 25 yards out, straight into the top corner. The keeper, Palcic, had no chance there. And Fiorentina, incidentally, are now above us in the conference table because of their goal difference. Navarro picks it up here. Spedicato into Falkenberg. Now Muller. Fiorentina are 5-0 up right now, by the way. Falkenberg over the top. Kevin Meikle picks it up. Chance for 3-1, and Meikle converts. That is a very well taken goal from Kevin Meikle. Again, working well down this left-hand side with Falkenberg. We've very much turned this game around now, and we are heading for 5 wins out of 5 in Europe. Falkenberg with a lovely ball over the top of the fullback. Meikle controlled it well, made the finish, and again, just a bit more power on it this time, it appeared to. knocking it straight past the goalkeeper. 3-1. Fantastic stuff. And Rhodes picks it up. Knocks it long looking for Meikle. Tommy Doyle picks it up and finds Abaya. Still going here, Abaya. He's completely out of position. He's actually been brought down in the penalty area by Salahi here. And Kevin Meikle has got the chance to make himself a hat-trick hero, which he does, straight down the middle with the penalty. It was nothing special. He did what was needed of him, and we have very much just turned the style on in this last half an hour or so. Kevin Meikle with a hat-trick, and Tommy Doyle with that absolute thunderbolt from 25 yards out. We're finally scoring the chances we're creating. It's great to see as Liber into Pavlovic. Few minutes of added time here. Still a chance that another goal could go in. Here's Eisner. Mourinho smashes it long. And Vlasenko almost loses it out there to Kevin Meikle. Danilo plays it back to Pilcic. Pilcic into Ilic. Moves it forward looking for Krishman. Dan Rhodes wins the header though. Dan into Abaya. Now Navarro. That's a nice pass into Muller in the centre there. Plays it back to Eisner. We're just comfortably controlling the ball at the moment. Doyle into Abaya again. Meikle was ahead of him. It's a brilliant goal from Meikle, but I think, unfortunately, he was offside, and he was. It was marginal. It was a brilliant finish, but he was just offside. And we remain top of the Conference League, and with that win, we've confirmed our place in the top 8, and we are into the round of 16 with a game to spare. Really, really good stuff. Can't fault it at all. We will probably rotate now for that Linfield game, give the main squad a bit of a rest. We'll rotate, we'll bring Nathan Gardner in goal and whatnot as well. Linfield, incidentally, could still qualify in the top 24, so they could go into the playoff round as things stand. But we've done really well there. Rijeka have got a lot to fight for in the last game, as have one or two of the other teams as well. It's very close in that middle part of the table at the moment, but we've qualified. That is the important thing, and we are all systems go. We've got a tough away game next against Chelsea. I'm not going to bother showing you the Linfield game. It comes straight after the Chelsea game. It's a little bit too soon, really. So what I'm looking at doing, once this is just loaded through, and we can have a look at the fixtures. There we go. Is we'll probably get through Chelsea, Linfield, Norwich and Newcastle. We'll do Southampton at the end of December and West Ham at the start of January. And then what I'm looking at is we'll probably do, we'll probably do Chelsea maybe at the start of February. It depends when the transfer window finishes. I'm not entirely sure what the date is for the transfer window in January this time round, because sometimes it goes into like the 1st or the 2nd, so we'll see. But we might show Arsenal again, and we've got Chelsea at home there as well. But we've got a lot of fixtures to get through in January as well. We've got Manchester United and Manchester City. We've also got the FA Cup tie in there against Swansea. So, I mean, it could be that we come back for a couple of games at the end of January, in fact, and then we'll do the transfer roundup at the start of March, which would be a bit of a novelty because obviously we'll have had Arsenal on camera anyway. But I'll see how I feel after tomorrow's video. But we've got Southampton away and West Ham at home tomorrow, and hopefully we can get good results I mean, Chelsea away will be tough, but we can get good results hopefully against Norwich and Newcastle, and obviously with Linfield in the middle of it as well. Let's hope we can continue this newfound form in front of goal. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time, and this is Big Will signing away.